The moment this little monkey was born, the Monkey King wanted to devour him. But in the next second, the baby monkey punched the king hard. The Monkey King was thrilled. This was exactly how a true heir should behave. Then an old monkey brought out another scrawny baby monkey, claiming he was actually the older twin with legitimate succession rights. By tradition, the younger brother had to be executed. The Monkey King struggled with this dilemma when an evil witch began whispering in his ear. She blamed the older twin for their mother's death during childbirth, calling him a curse upon the tribe. Left with no choice, the Monkey King abandoned the frail older brother, ordering the old monkey to dispose of him, then proclaimed the younger brother as his heir before the tribe. The old monkey threw the older brother off a cliff, but luckily, he got tangled in vines on the way down. A hungry wolf spotted this meal from heaven and leaped to devour him. At first, the innocent little monkey thought it was a game until the wolf bit off his arm. Then, fear struck. Just in time, a big-nosed monkey saved him. Taking pity on the poor thing, Big Nose adopted him and named him Edward. 2 years passed, and Edward grew up. Despite his disabled right hand, he was incredibly smart, crafting fans from leaves and even building water dispensers. The tribe often held ball games that Edward and Big Nose secretly watched. Meanwhile, the younger brother Ian had also grown strong, winning cheers with his spectacular plays. One day during a game, Big Nose got so absorbed that when the ball flew past, he couldn't help reaching for it, accidentally knocking it into a hole. The tribe surrounded Big Nose, beating him mercilessly. Edward quickly blew sticky bubbles through a branch, successfully retrieving the ball from the hole, stunning everyone. Ian felt upstaged and lifted Edward with a stick. That's when the old monkey noticed something. Edward's toes were half-length, the mark of royal blood. He and the witch instantly realized this was the older brother from years ago. Ian shoved his brother aside, but the ball stuck to his hand, completely baffling him. The monkeys rushed to help, and in the chaos, one monkey got thrown high with the ball, which then landed on the Monkey King's head, ripping off his hair. The witch told Ian he must eliminate Edward or lose the throne. They brought Edward before the king, hoping he'd be blamed for the hair incident, but clever Edward quickly fashioned a crown for the king, earning deep respect from the tribe. The witch began casting spells in her cave, unleashing swarms of locusts. In the chaos, the Monkey King accidentally fell off the cliff, his fate unknown. The witch seized the moment to spread fear, blaming Edward for the disaster and demanding his execution. Ian threw his brother off the cliff. Just then, the Monkey King climbed back up. He'd only been knocked unconscious. Learning that Ian had thrown Edward down, he was furious but powerless. Fortunately, Edward survived the fall. When he woke to the vast land before him, he felt dizzy. This was his first time on the ground. Big Nose wanted to bring him back to the trees, but Edward knew he couldn't return there, so he bravely ventured into the grassland. Looking up, he found 2 tall ostriches blocking his path. To grab fruit from their beaks, Edward was forced to stand upright. Suddenly, he discovered how beautiful the world looked from this perspective. But beauty was fleeting. The ostriches suddenly bolted. Edward turned to see a pack of wolves charging toward them. He tried to flee, but hadn't mastered walking yet and could only stumble backward. Thinking quickly, he decided to run backwards, though he couldn't see where he was going. Smart Edward carefully observed how the ostriches ran and quickly learned the technique. He spun around and took off running, his speed even outpacing an ostrich. The monkeys in the trees witnessed this and burst into cheers. Hearing their praise, Edward pushed himself to run even faster. A herd of rhinos, seeing the wolves, joined the stampede, creating a massive animal exodus across the plains. Soon they ran out of ground, and the rhinos began rolling like giant boulders, flying through the air straight at Edward. At this critical moment, the Monkey King leaped down from the trees, shielding him with his body, taking the fatal blow. When the dust settled, Edward found the king severely injured. Before dying, the king revealed Edward's true identity. He'd recognized his eldest son at first sight. He confessed to abandoning Edward for being weak. Learning the truth, Edward forgave his father. After the old king's death, Ian smoothly ascended as the heir. By monkey tradition, the new king must eat the old king's body to inherit his courage. As Ian prepared to consume their father, Edward appeared, refusing to allow such cruelty. But he alone couldn't stop the ceremony. Just then, a storm struck the grassland with lightning, scattering the terrified monkeys. Edward seized the chance to push his father's body off the tree. Big Nose helped, covering the king with stone slabs to protect him from scavengers. The massive storm raged across the plains, sweeping Edward into its fury. But disaster brought not just destruction, but love. In the storm, he met a beautiful female monkey. Edward fell for her instantly and desperately saved her from danger. The 2 monkeys fell in love. Edward taught her to walk upright, and they sat on cliffs watching sunsets. Humanity's first dating couple. One night, Edward thrust a stick into lava. He accidentally discovered fire could provide warmth and protection, meaning they no longer had to fear land predators. They invited other monkeys to join them on the ground, but met fierce opposition. With no choice, they abandoned the plan. Edward used torches to drive wolves from a cave, finally securing their own home. In their new house, they invented humanity's first first kiss, a romantic moment that inspired the tree monkeys. One even kissed his friend affectionately. From then on, Edward thrived on land. They ate fresh fruit daily, learned to hunt, and tamed a wolf as their helper. One day, Edward saw his wife eating raw prey, not only disgusting but foul-smelling. On impulse, he threw the meat into the fire. Soon, the aroma of roasted meat filled the air, humanity's first cooked meal. The smell drifted to the monkey tribe, making their mouths water instantly. Watching the couple's happy life, they finally overcame their fears, left the trees together, and came to